Joining us now, Congressman Bob Goodlatte. He's the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee. Good to have you here. Napolitano makes it clear if Congress doesn't act, then, and do what the president tells them to do, then he has the right to act like a dictator and order done what he wanted Congress to do. Is that about it?
Well, that's about it, and it's a bad idea for a lot of reasons, including that it's bad public policy. It harms the ability of the Congress to do immigration reform. And most importantly, it violates the United States Constitution. There is nothing in our immigration laws that would give the President of the United States, notwithstanding the bad advice from Ms. Napolitano, to take the law into his own hands and rewrite it, if you will, to give millions of people administrative legalization and work authorization when the Congress has not agreed to do that.
Do you realize, Mr. Chairman, how many people in the national liberal media are following the wordsmithing expressed by Napolitano and others in this administration? If Congress fails to do its duty, i.e., doesn't do what they're told by the president, then he may act on his own on any issue at any time. What can you do about it?
That's exactly what's wrong with what they're saying. Well, what we have to do about it is to hold the president accountable, and my recommendation to the leadership in the Congress would be that we immediately bring suit and seek an injunction restraining the president from being able to offer work authorization to millions of people. The law that they're trying to base this on is what's called prosecutorial discretion, where you take that hard case and you say, well, that one person, yeah, maybe we shouldn't prosecute them, and apply it to millions of people. It has the exception swallowing the rule. It's the wrong way to go about it, and it makes it harder for Democrats and Republicans in the Congress to do the immigration reform in a step-by-step way outlined, starting with enforcement, because no one trusts the president to enforce the law. Those who agree with what he's doing, they don't want to negotiate. Those who don't agree with what he's doing, they're not willing to trust him to carry out any new laws if he doesn't follow the law as it exists on the books today.
Have you talked with Speaker Boehner, who said he doesn't approve of the president's obvious plan based on the fact that he's ordered up, his administration's ordered up, what, 34 million cards for the next 5 years. He won't approve of it, but he didn't say he'd oppose it. Would he support such a suit seeking an expedient review by the Supreme Court?
Lou, I don't want to try to speak for the Speaker, but I do know that I and my staff have been in considerable communication with the Majority Leader and the Speaker regarding what action should be taken if the President does what he seems more and more moving toward doing. And I think that the Speaker would be well advised not to play his hand out before it occurs, because we continue to push him, and we pushed him back already, push him to not do this very foolish thing, which will cause all kinds of havoc in our country and our economy, as people see millions of people bypassing those who follow the rules and legally immigrate to the United States, taking jobs from United States citizens. This is not a good thing to do.
You know, Mr. Chairman, as you say that, I don't believe I've ever heard the president lament the time-consuming process that is necessary for most those seeking permanent residency, green cards in this country, have to go through, or the extraordinarily long periods of time that men and women who immigrate to this country have to spend to be naturalized citizens. I don't think I've ever heard him
Absolutely
do
right.
that.
And not only that, Lou, but when they do this, it makes that even harder and even longer, because think of the resources they had to divert when they did this for the Dreamers, and this will be 10 times as large. The resources are diverted from other immigration services that don't get provided for the people who are following the rules, have paid the fees, filed the forms, and complied with the law. Instead, they go to the back of the line. Well, the immigration service gets swarmed with people who are not lawfully present in the United States, seeking something that, in my strong opinion, the President doesn't even have the authority under the law or the Constitution to give them.
Congressman, good to have you with us. We appreciate it. Congressman Bob Goodlatte, Chairman of the House Judiciary Committee. Good to see you.
Thank you, Lou.